The official opposition.
The Prime Minister promised that Wednesdays would be Prime Minister's question period. His public itinerary indicates he's in Ottawa, and he was even spotted in the building. So the question is for the Prime Minister about the carbon tax chaos he has unleashed. He's paused the tax on some heat for some people, leading the government of Alberta to threaten a lawsuit, the government of Saskatchewan to threaten not to collect the tax, NDP provincial parties in the West even turning against it, and some First Nations saying the entire thing is illegal. Will he reverse all of this chaos and just axe the tax?
Well, that was pretty feisty of Pierre. We got a couple more clips of that. Here's Jagmeet Singh talking about money in your pocket. Check it out.
Undermined the fight against climate crisis. Canadians want to do the right thing, but they can't, for example, navigate the onerous government programs for a heat pump and end up giving up. So instead of dividing Canadians, will the Prime Minister tax the excess profits of oil and gas companies and use that revenue to help all Canadians? Hear, hear.
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, I would encourage the Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party to do his homework. In terms of an onerous program, people who actually are going to be in receipt of a heat pump go up and sign online, and 3 days later they get a check to ensure that they can actually do the installation. There is no onerous program, Mr. Speaker. At the end of the day, we have developed a plan to address a key affordability issue in a manner that is consistent with fighting climate change. It is good public policy, and we will carry it out.
Well, a cursory look at these heat pumps, they're good for a step up. They just, they're a lot of times they're not good minus 20, right? They're good. It would be nice that everyone gets these things, the money for them.
But this comment is similar to what we heard from Paul McLaughlin. He's the president of the Rural Municipalities of Alberta. And he said, and I quote, "If I have an understanding that I can buy heating oil, which is effectively kerosene, and I can buy it with no carbon levy, I will change all my grain drying and my barn heating to heating oil." I'll tell you right now, there are folks doing the math. So the government is now incentivizing farmers to spend money shifting from natural gas drying and heating over to oil heating, which has higher emissions. This makes no sense. Why won't was for the Prime Minister on Prime Minister's question period today. And I know that I don't have my glasses on, but that guy doesn't look like the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker.
You're right, it's not.
I have a very simple motion. It says that given that the government has announced a temporary 3-year pause to the federal carbon tax on home heating oil, the House call on the government to extend that pause to all forms of heating oil, period. Will the Prime Minister have the courage to stand up and indicate whether the vote on this motion will be a free vote for his members?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Those of us on this side of the House prefer to do good public policy rather than simply just play politics. I know that is an idea that seems to be foreign to the Leader of the Opposition. Heating oil is 2 to 4 times expensive as natural gas. It is a particularly acute issue for people in a number of provinces, not just in Atlantic Canada. The program that we are putting into place applies across the country. It is to ensure that we are addressing concerns around affordability in a thoughtful way, while also addressing concerns around climate change, which I'm sure their children will tell them is a very important issue.
Well, the Conservatives seem to have the Liberals on their back heels. The polls and everything, now them partially retracting the carbon tax was a very poor decision. It looks like what it is, pandering for votes. What do you think? Leave your comments down below, like, subscribe, and have a good day. Stay tuned for the next one.